we're going to be checking out the best cheesesteak in Philadelphia, best of the best. I've just reacted to another cheesesteak video, which was like my first time seeing what a cheesesteak was. I hear about it all the time, but never actually see one. But yeah, I'm intrigued about this one, finding the best of the best. So hopefully they're going to go to a few different places so I can see what the difference is between certain places. So yeah, should be very interesting. Just before we jump into the video, I'd really appreciate it if you could hit the subscribe button. It massively helps out the channel going. We're just going to jump straight into it and press play. Interesting.
We don't need to film anymore. It's not good.
They're all different. They're all a little bit different.
Hi guys, I'm Erin.
Hey, I'm Emily.
Tomorrow we are going to Philadelphia in search of the best Philly cheesesteak.
For those of you who don't know what a Philly cheesesteak is, it's basically an iconic sandwich from Philadelphia.
So generally speaking, a Philly cheesesteak is a roll, and in the roll is thin slices of beef or steak
It looks good.
and cheese. Options of toppings include onions, but that's totally up to you.
We asked you on Snapchat to vote for your favorite Philly cheesesteak, and we're headed there to figure out what our favorite is.
4 different cheesesteaks, 4 different places. Let's see which one tastes the best.
Okay, so let me know if you've been to any of these places. Let me know which one you think is the best if you've been to any of them. I want to know in the comments, not just their opinion, but your opinion as well.
Let's go.
First stop, John's Roast Pork. So why
Right.
is John's Roast Pork your favorite Philly cheesesteak place?
It's my favorite because you get the most steak, you get like the best cheese, you get the most out of it.
Okay.
This is John. He's the third generation owner of the restaurant.
What's the first one we should get?
I think it should just go to straight classic American cheese and onions.
So the purest is
American and onions.
What's in here? American and onions.
Yeah, we don't use cheese.
John believes simplicity is key when it comes to a great cheesesteak. He uses thinly sliced steak and chopped onions as his base.
I like the look of that.
The restaurant's called John's Roast Pork. Like, you guys are equally famous for your
You know, that's only happened in the last like 10 years. Around 2001, we were written up by Craig Levan of the Inquirer as having the best cheesesteaks. You know, ever since then, it's been crazy.
Oh, they melt the cheese as well.
An important little detail, John scoops out some bread from the fresh roll.
Oh, interesting.
People ask me, like, why is your sandwich different than any of the others? And the reason why is, like, we cook everything fresh. You won't come here.
Hold on. The person they just interviewed, who was the customer, was serving her at the till. So she ain't the customer then, is she? Just an observation there.
And get your sandwich right away. Cook everything individually.
It's like the size of an infant. Truly is like opening a present.
Looks good. It looks good.
That's gonna be the best bite right there.
You ready for the first bite, Erin?
I'm ready for the first bite. The thing I like most about this cheesesteak is that the American cheese and beef are like piping hot.
They're
and,
really
like,
big as well.
Kind of like congealed together.
My initial thoughts are that I watched Erin eat this first, and I'm drooling. I'm so ready to try this. Oh, dude. Having one of those moments where it's like, there is nothing better.
You could definitely share
than
these.
some great food.
Just get one and
That's
share
the
it.
greatest feeling in the world, to bite into something this good. You can tell how fresh the beef is. It's really just like chewy and delicious, and it melts in your mouth.
How are they going to eat 4 in one day? Come on. Surely not.
Next up, Jim's Steaks on South Street.
Right. Now, this place looks a little bit different.
What are the best cheesesteaks in Philly?
Jim's is the place for the Philly cheesesteak because we've been doing it for 42 years. We know what we're doing. The love that goes into making every sandwich.
I like the look of this one.
top round Black Angus beef is sliced paper thin and distributed into
Okay,
3-pound containers.
that's how they do it.
The steak is tossed and broken down into smaller chunks on the griddle.
Wow.
This is the best place, the best cheesesteaks in the country.
What should we get?
Here's what it is. Here's what it is. And get the spreads up.
Someone's never had a Philly cheesesteak before, I always tell them to keep it simple. So for us, it's whiz, with, and that's the cheese whiz, steak, and onions. And that's all.
Sounds good.
The fresh roll then gets dressed with a slab of Cheese Whiz.
Ooh, nice way to do it.
Meat and onions are swiftly added on top. And of course, a drizzle of extra Cheese Whiz makes the sandwich complete.
Right off the bat, the cheesesteak is quite messy and greasy, but in a good way. I like how the steak here is like finely chopped. So you're getting
I think
more
I like
of
the idea of it like
tender,
that.
meaty texture. The onions are like these nice, robust, like big chunks with that like melty cheese whiz. It's just like trifecta of flavor. When I think of Philly cheesesteak, I think this is the cheesesteak that I'm probably going to imagine.
This is the one that everyone's been talking about. This
Okay.
is what I have been waiting for. This is the first thing I've ever had.
Yeah, so like I said, if you've been to any of these places, do let me know in the comments.
Cheesesteak, and this is exactly what I imagined it to be. Just rich, full of flavor.
Just a quick update for everyone. We smell like cheesesteak now. We embody
I'm
cheesesteak.
sweating it out my pores. Sorry, that's a nasty visual.
About 25 minutes outside Center City is D'Alessandro's Steaks and Hoagies, our third stop.
So now this has got more of like a family-run business kind of vibe to it.
We've coming here our entire lives, and this is like the only cheesesteak we've ever known. Other cheesesteaks we've eaten, they're just never been as good.
Each cheesesteak starts with finely chopped ribeye steak. Up to 40 to 50 pounds of steak can be sitting on the griddle at one time.
So when you come in and order a cheesesteak with us, we always recommend American as your first option. It's our most popular cheese. We want everybody to get the true experience. Also, we offer cheese whiz just as an option, although we don't recommend it. That's more of a South Philly way to do it. I was going to ask you if you would like mayonnaise, ketchup, or sauce on your cheesesteak. It's a condiment that just adds a little bit of extra flavor.
I'm not sure about that.
Needed.
I love mayonnaise.
It's interesting that they all kind of do the cheese in a different way.
We don't need to film anymore. This is my favorite. So the steak here is ribeye, and it's like chopped even finer than a lot of the places we went to. The bread immediately feels plush, and like it's not as greasy as the other places.
Okay.
I love it so much.
I thought
This
it was
is
gonna
making
be
me
too
hungry.
much.
It is making me hungry.
So good. I'm really excited about this one because I love how this meat looks so finely chopped. I totally get how people crave these. I could eat one of these every day.
We're from Utah. We got referred to come here by a friend. Thumbs up.
Our final stop was Pat's King of Steaks.
Alright, last
the
one.
restaurant is open 24/7, and you can always rely on them to have a
24/7.
cheesesteak ready for when you come. Unfortunately, the restaurant did not allow us to film the making of the cheesesteaks,
Oh.
so we just had to order one.
That's not good.
My initial thoughts immediately are that the ratio of the amount of beef is in here is quite smaller than all the other places that we've been to.
Oh, okay.
Also, the bread is not as soft.
Pat's is probably one of the places that everyone said we should go to, so maybe it just tastes a lot better than it looks.
Open 24/7 though. Interesting.
It is a good cheesesteak, but I feel like I'm a little underwhelmed.
It's what everyone talks about as like a go-to spot, but honestly, my favorite. The beef is a little bit dry. It tastes like it was thrown together super quick, which is like the whole point of this place. You know, the point is you get in, get your cheesesteak, and you get out, and it satisfies that craving totally.
We asked other customers what they thought. What do you like most about Pat's cheesesteaks?
The history, number one. Just a good quality sandwich. We like Jim's steaks as well. We wanted to come here because it's a little more famous.
After eating 4 cheesesteaks in one day, it was time for us to go home.
Don't know, I'm thinking the second one.
Just came back from Philadelphia.
We almost had to stay an extra night just to recover, but we're back.
And it also gave us time to marinate our thoughts, and now we have a definitive ranking of our preferred cheesesteak place. Do you have a ranking?
Yes, I definitely have a top to bottom ranking. All right, so coming in hot at number 4, definitely Pat's.
I have to agree with you.
I think it was because we tried so many other great cheesesteaks
Yeah, probably.
that day, and that one just did not.
They tried a few in a short window. After you've had a couple, they're going to just start to taste all the same or nothing special about them. So I can't really take their judgment on that as official. Maybe they would have liked it more if they tried it at the start.
Live up to like the freshness of the other ones. It tasted like the fast food version of everything else we ate that day. It was definitely the fastest, the most convenient, but it tasted the least fresh.
All right, so number 3.
Jim's.
I agree too.
Yeah, beloved Jim's steaks. I really liked it. The thing is, I have honestly not a bad thing to say about it. It just wasn't in my top 2.
Jim's though, I feel like it hit all the right points. Everything about it was great, but that was it. If I do have to say one thing, I feel like Jim's is one of those places that tourists and locals will go all together, and it's the quintessential, what did you say? The quintessential Philly cheesesteak.
It felt like an iconic location, and that to me made it an experience in and of itself.
So number 2 is where we diverge in opinions. Why don't we count down 3, 2, 1, and then say our second favorite. 3, 2, 1. John's roast pork. Why was Del Sondra's second for you and not first?
Del Sondra's was delicious. Okay. I thought the meat was really, really finely chopped, which I understand is the appeal. To me, that wasn't my preference. Now we know why Del Sondra's is my second choice. Obviously, it's your first, so we'll get into that in a second. Why is John's roast pork your second favorite?
John's roast pork is, in a way, the exact opposite of Del Sondra's, because John's roast pork has really chunky, beefy texture, whereas Del Sondra's is like very finely chopped. Everything was fresh to order. But the meat for me, because it was so chunky, I didn't like it.
That's fair. I mean, that's fair. I think this comes down to the difference in meat preferences.
Yeah. So the reason why Del Sondra's for me was the best is because it was finely chopped. The reason why it was my top favorite is because they added mayonnaise. If you don't like mayonnaise, you can get the Del Sondra's without mayo.
Interesting.
I just want to say that the 4 places we visited were all, very good places. You guys recommended them. The bar was set very high.
I would go back to each and every one of those places. I was enormously happy all day
I'd like
long.
to try all with them. I'd like to try all with them.
Now.
I love it so much.
Interesting video. I'm definitely hungry now, but I do want to try a cheesesteak. I don't even know if there's anywhere in the UK you can get a cheesesteak that's even half as good as what you see in that video. But yeah, maybe I need to look into that and see if there is anywhere. I really enjoyed that, seeing the differences between the different places and how it was like, just those little bits were different. Thank you so much for checking out the video. I'd really appreciate it if you could hit the subscribe button. It massively helps out the channel we're growing. But for now, I will see you on the next reaction.